Thank you. And Mr. Shanahan, congratulations on your nomination. As we've discussed this morning, the Deputy Secretary plays a major role in managing the department, while the Secretary is a member of the National Security Council and the public face of the armed forces to the American people and abroad. You have a long and distinguished career at Boeing. In particular, your reputation for turning around the Dreamliner program is probably something that a lot of military programs could use. However, that long career at Boeing also raises some questions I think we should just address in a forthright manner up front here at your hearing. How do you plan to carry out your duties as the Deputy Secretary while avoiding any potential conflicts of interest based on your time at Boeing?
So I will divest all ties with Boeing, with the exception of my executive retirement, which is permitted under the ethics agreement. For the duration, if I'm confirmed, I will not deal with any matters regarding Boeing unless cleared by the Office of Ethics. We will put in mechanisms so that my calendar, the meetings that I'll participate in, that we can screen to make sure that there are no matters related to Boeing that I will be exposed to.
Thank you for that. That raises...
Will that name specific programs?
Will the ethics agreement call out specific programs? It's all matters Boeing. So it would include all programs.
Well, I think Chairman McCain was driving the next question that I want to raise related to those precautions that I think are prudent. Boeing obviously is one of our major defense contractors. They have many programs, some of which have some troubles of their own, the F-18, the KC-46 tanker, the V-22 Osprey, the F-15 Apaches and Chinooks in the Army. Do you think that recusing yourself from these Boeing-related issues could negatively impact the department's decision-making process?
I don't believe so. In my view, I believe I can provide general guidance in terms of program execution and techniques to drive better performance without getting into the specifics of a particular program.
Thank you for that. And in terms of your financial divestiture, you are or will soon be fully divested from all Boeing stock except for your retirement program. Is that correct?
If confirmed, I will divest.
Given your time at Boeing and your successes there, I presume it's safe to say that they have made you a very wealthy man over 30 years compared to most Arkansans?
They've treated me well.
And at this point in your career, your focus and your loyalty is solely on the Department of Defense and the soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines who are out on our front lines?
Yes, Senator, I am 1,000% committed to the department and to delivering on the reforms that Senator McCain, Chairman McCain, has outlined.
Well, that's what I expected, but as I said, I thought it was important to put up front the steps you're taking to recuse yourself from Boeing decisions and to ensure that you're making the decision in the best interest of the men and women of the armed forces, to include men and women who are going to depend on some Boeing systems, and there will be systems in place to account for that. I do want to turn to one other issue that's been raised here as well, and that's trying to work with more smaller firms that would like to be defense contractors. As Senator McCain says, something like 90% of all acquisitions business goes to 5 firms. Some of this relates to the Department of Defense's own bureaucratic issues, but some relates to the culture that you see in the tech world. I've heard from many tech leaders and entrepreneurs that they simply don't want to do business with the Department of Defense, even though they have very fine products and services, in part because they don't want to deal with, say, 7-year timeline development programs, or they simply don't want to deal with all the red tape. Have you given thought about how to conduct outreach to that world and make the acquisitions process more user-friendly for smaller, more nimble firms and a firm like Boeing?
I have, and if confirmed, I think that's one of the more exciting aspects of the job is, we're seeing a transformation of technology, and this is the industrial base we need to grow. My experience at Boeing is on developing supply chains, so we really need to have a conscious focus on how to grow these new capabilities. I think we're onerous in terms of the requirements we put on these small organizations, whether it's demanding their intellectual property or to go through these complicated contractual mechanisms. So if confirmed, that's an area of importance to me.
Thank you.
Yeah.